feel blessed when your mom.
Welcome to ENCORE, the Facebook Live platform on which we discuss all things love, marriage, relationship, and sex. They call me Uncle Ebo White. I am the CEO of Roverman Productions. But for the purposes of this platform, all you need to know is that I am dedicated to helping you become your best self. Over the last 3 weeks, we've been bringing you couples. I've been having a chat with couples, tracking their journey in their marriage to this point. And today, I am so blessed to have two of my favorite people, a couple that I feel privileged to call my friends. I have been a part of their home, and they've been a part of mine for many, many years. This is a couple I respect so much because they are genuine. There's nothing hypocritical about them, and they are going to share their experience with you. As I've always done, I do not introduce them. They introduce themselves. So I'll begin with a handsome young man sitting by me. So, Sammy, tell them who you are.
Thank you and good afternoon to the viewers. My name is Samuel Apia Ewuku.
Wait, can you guys pick him? He's a very rich man, so he doesn't speak out loud. Go.
I'm a computer engineer.
Sammy is a computer engineer, and his wife, I can perhaps introduce yourself.
Agnes Apia Ewuku. I'm a businesswoman.
She's a businesswoman of repute. What she's done with her business is remarkable, and I'm sure she'll be telling you a little bit more about this. Sammy, how did you meet Aggie? How long have you been married anyway?
20 years.
20?
This June will be 21.
Okay. How did you meet her?
That's a good one.
No, the good ones will come. This is a beginning.
I met her through a colleague of mine. She was a friend to my secretary in the office. So she came on a visit, and then looking at her, I told the secretary, look, this is your friend. I have to see her and talk something. She says, no problem. I will do it for you. I'll introduce you to her, and then you continue from there. So that's how it started.
Wow. So it was a linkage?
Yeah, it was a linkage.
Yeah.
There's a story about where she was living.
Okay.
I live about 200-300 meters from her house, but we never met till she came to my office.
Oh, I see.
So that was where the difference is.
Well, it means you're not a bad boy. If you're a bad boy, you know all the girls in here.
I would have met her.
You don't know all the girls in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never knew her.
How did you meet Sammy? Your version of it.
I think he has said it all. And, this my friend is called Charity Wilson, Mrs. Wilson. So I went to Charity for a visit. I think by then we have a lunch appointment, so I went there and we went out. So as I met Sammy, and Charity said, my colleague at the office said he's interested in you. I said, okay, we'll see what's happened next. So from there, we went to our lunch and we departed to our offices, and from there, that was it. Then I met Sammy. Then following week, I think the following week we met and we started calling each other on phones and all that. Yeah.
All right. Sammy, what was it about Aggie that made you decide that I want to know this girl better?
I had a bad experience in my first relationship. I was a young man. Things didn't go well for me, and I didn't want to start another let's try and see. So when I saw her, I told myself, I'm going, whether this is going to be good or bad, I'll manage it. So I tried my luck and things started working. because I didn't want to waste any other time coming to have a friend for another 2-3 years, and that was also going to hit a rock fast track. So I did what I could to make sure she comes to my
So
side.
how long did you court?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. 2 years.
All right.
And it was interesting.
What made it interesting?
I was ready. She wasn't ready.
Okay.
Because I told myself I'm not going to
Waste any time.
no. I'm going to make it to work, whether good or bad. That was my plan. Because going in and then go and try, we try this, and she'll be in as a perfect one, but I'll be talking to other ones outside. And I didn't want to go that way, so I just said, let me go in for this, and I'll mold it to become mine.
Okay. All right. How did he propose?
Do you even remember?
No, she will remember. You won't remember, but she will remember.
Unbelievable. Can I remember? He came to my house. By then it was my 27th birthday. And we decided to have a small dinner with friends. So Sammy came and we had a dinner with the friends. By then I didn't even know him much, so we didn't want to talk much. But what he said was he was a notner. He said he was a notner. And I said, so I told my friend that, Charity, your friend said he's a notner, and I don't know. So after the birthday, I went to my dad. I'm very close with my dad. And I said, Daddy, I've met somebody who said he loves me, wants to marry me, but he said he's a notner. So what do I do? And my dad said, well, if he's a notner and you like him, I think just study him for some time and let's see what happens. And I said, okay. So there's this uncle that I know, not knowing, Sammy also knows that uncle. So I mentioned his name to the uncle. My father introduced me to the uncle, and we had a chat, and I mentioned their name, and the uncle said, no, he's not a notner, he's from Latte. I know the sister. The sister is married to this person, so he's not a notner.
Not of like.
So through that my daddy said, this man said he knows the family and they are not notness, so let's invite Sammy and have a chat with him and let's see what happens. So my daddy invited him and they had a chat. So Sammy introduced himself and introduced the family, that I'm from this house, from this and this. So after he had left, then my daddy said, I told you, like, he's not a notner as you think. So from there, that's where we started courting, and it continued for a year and 2 years. So after 2 years, then we had our engagement and we had our wedding.
Sammy. No, you know the obvious question, so go on.
Nothing like that.
What was it? What was it? Why did you do that?
I wanted somebody to marry. And I didn't want the person to... I want her to see me as I am. Like, to take me. Even if... It's not something to discredit the nerveness, but the sadness, we don't like doing that long distance. And when somebody loves you and you give such a gap, he or she will sit down, reflect on it and say, I'll try. But if you give out this and say, no, this one, I'm sorry, we can't, then you've lost. And she contacted my secretary in the office And the secretary say, this one I can't answer. When you are in the office, people come and he speaks the language with them.
He speaks the northern, their language.
So it will be difficult for me. So I also did a test. I took her to my dad. And when I got there, I spoke the language, the northern language. My father also responded. My father is an ex-serviceman who lived in Tamale for so many years. So he speaks, and I also speak, and we did some few things, and I could see from her face. But the father did very well by doing that investigation. So from that, I realized she was calm, and she believes the father very well, and everything started from there.
I know you are crazy, but this is crazy. You are crazy. You are crazy. All right, now talking about crazy. What's the craziest thing you've done for Agi in this relationship?
I've loved her so much. That's so crazy to me. And I've loved her even when it's bad. When I say bad, I don't want to talk about things. When things are not going well, I accept it, take it, and then see how best I can make it work. So that is the craziest thing. Because it's very difficult. She comes from a different family. I come from a different family. So you don't expect her to do things that you like. You understand? So I think that's a crazy thing I've been doing, because we have men who cannot withstand certain things. He goes out, or a woman, I say men and women, he or she comes and certain words comes and he gets angry and picks his shirt, hang it on there,
and then he's gone.
He's gone out. He's going to sit with guys and all those things.
You didn't want to do that?
I've never done that before.
Okay.
I love music, like Lucky Dube.
Yeah.
I pick in my sound.
Let's do this.
Yo.
Yes.
And then I sit and I listen to music. By 10, 15, 20 minutes, I call her to offer me something to drink, water or something. And that's it. Pressure is gone off.
Again? Yeah. What's the craziest thing you've done for him?
Clever.
I love that.
A lot, because Samir is the type that sometimes when he does something and you want to say, you have to know where and how to say it, because if you say something and it's like something small get him angry. So it's like sometimes the way you say it, especially me, the way I put it, she may not like it. Yes, so those are some of the little things that comes up in our relationship that I find it's very difficult. But I think for all this while, we know how to go about it, because this time I know how to say certain things and what time and when to say it and when not to say it.
We'll go into those things, the difficult things and the bad things. But Kwesi, let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Honey, I have laid the bed. Baby, honey, tomorrow I have a meeting. I have a business meeting tomorrow.
Sir? Sweetheart. Here, take this.
Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle White at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, Call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies.
Thought-provoking, motivational, inspirational, attitude.
Well, welcome back. I am hosting the Mr. Samia Awuku and his beautiful wife, Agnes Awuku. We have discovered that he is both a northerner and latte. But it didn't make much of a difference to Age. And that is exactly what he was looking for. Well, Sammy, 20 years.
Yep.
How would you describe your marriage so far?
I would say good. Good in a sense that we've been able to manage the hard, the soft, and everything in marriage. Like living in society and other things, at times there are pressures, there are other things that makes marriage a difficult one, but I think we've been able to handle it perfectly. Either and I wouldn't have made it 20 years. So far so good. We have our own life that when we get home, we try to put our life aside. She has her own business and I also do mine, and it has no relationship whereby I'll come and say my hard drive and say, okay, go and format it. No, she has different things. But when we get home, we'll discuss things that will help both of us, especially her business. It hasn't been easy. It's been ups and downs, but by the grace of God, so far we are still alive. I think it's the best.
Where's the business? Let's know where your business is.
It's at Pokwase. My shop was formerly, I started Accra Price at Pokwase. It's at Pokwase Junction. The Yalulu bus stop. Behind, yeah. I started in a container, actually. And I started small with rice, sugar, and oil. Then after 3 years, we moved to a shop, a bigger shop. So it's 2 shops. So I have one for provisions and I have the other for rice and the oil and the sugar. So that's what I do.
Okay. Well, 20 years.
Yes.
Describe the 20 years. With the northerner latte man called Sammy.
Actually, it wouldn't be easy. 20 years, yes. In our first year, I think there was this book that I bought that they said first year and forever in marriage. So I told myself, if you're able to go and do the first year, then the rest of the years you have to try as much as possible and no turning back. And that's my friend Charity Wilson. we always say that we are not going back to Alajo again because we are at Alajo. That's where we are living. So we said, even at all, if something happened, if it's worse, the worst happens, then I think the men has to rather move out and leave us in the house. Because
But you are not leaving the house.
no, we are not leaving the house because it's something that we've promised ourselves that we are not going back to the family house at Alajo. So that is
That's a good
Was there a time when you thought, oh, I made a mistake?
no. No. No.
Sammy?
There's nothing like that. No.
Was there a time that you said, oh, I made a mistake?
Even if there was a time, I told you from the beginning.
That you decided to make it work?
Finish.
I know you have a boy now.
Yep.
Yes.
You adopted some children along the way.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience, because you didn't have children immediately. It took a while.
Yes.
How did that happen? Not how did that happen. How did you cope with that? No, wait. Let's talk first. You don't know anything. You didn't experience any pressure about that.
I did.
What you did, no, it can't compare with his.
Well, I don't know if the family was giving him problems, but me, nobody was coming to me for anything. They don't tell me. All they will tell you is, how is it like? Let's pray. Let's do this. Especially the elder sister. She'll call you and tell you that, Tagi, how is it like? There's this doctor that we can go and visit. There's this. And for my side, my mother, no. She'll call you and ask you, how is it? Is there anything up, or how is it going? But there wasn't much pressure. Nobody was giving us pressure, especially Sammy's mother. She was so nice to us that, like, there was no single day that she would call me and ask me, my daughter, how is this? No. She didn't. And the father to know. Like.
What about friends and colleagues?
Friends? No, not really.
Okay.
No, because I'm not much into, like, you not get me to, for certain things. Like, I'll not have certain conversation or some chat or talk about this kind of issues with you. Discuss about how can I make it? How can I get a child? How can I? No, I don't discuss those things with friends. So my friends don't normally come to me for certain things. No.
Okay. So that after how many years?
After 5 years, then we went in for my sister's son, and from there we took care of him from. By then he was also 5 years, and that's where we started from. And he has now completed Legon, and yes, and after about 3 years ago, now we also had our child.
So that was after about 17 years. 17 years.
Yes.
Sammy, your experience of waiting 17 years for a biological.
It was a bit tough, but because, as she said, there was no pressure. What she says that, society, at times it depends on how you relate. I don't have Facebook, I don't have Twitter, I don't have anything. So
computer engineer?
Yes. I'm not interested because it puts your marriage into trouble. Somebody comes on my page and say, oh, it's a long time. I remember when you used to come to Takwa. I miss you, blah, 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 blah. She will not see. And the person who will see
may not understand the context.
The way a manner he or she is going to
report.
Uncle Ebo, I tell you, will put you in a big trouble. So I told myself, computer man, I don't know anything about these things. So I think that also helped me.
Okay.
If we were to have our own from the beginning, and I'm on Twitter, and you have your 3-4 kids, and you see a lady chasing me, then you have to back up and make sure you're not going to lose me.
Okay.
So that is how. But families, everything was fine. It was a friends who will say my wife has delivered the third born. This time it's a boy. He wants to alert you.
Yeah.
In a professional way. just like the women, if they want to report you, they will say, Agi, were you in Sammy's car on Thursday? I saw you at the front with your nice hair. Say me. Then we'll report to one.
Yeah, we have a name for it here. We call it WNN.
Yeah, okay.
We call it WNN.
So far so good.
Okay.
We didn't have much. As she said, my mom, my dad, they don't even ask me because they know. I don't know how they felt, but when I go to them, we don't even discuss. When I see a sign coming, I just ask them to be patient. Things will work out.
Okay.
And luckily, I lost my senior brother in 92 or something. He had 2 kids. So I have to take care of them throughout to university. So I had them, but it wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
not the same.
It's not the same. All right, let's talk about what principles each of you have adopted that have helped you come this far
Are you starting with
in your relationship. Let's start with that again.
In our marriage, what we normally do is, like, for instance, phones, for instance, I don't pick his calls. He doesn't pick my calls. If I have a call and he is around, he will just bring me the phone that you have a call. But like for a lady to go through the husband's phone, check this, he works in the office and I work at the shop. But like I don't even think about what goes on at the shop, at the office. No. I don't have that time, and it's like all the time I'm thinking about my shop. And when you get home, I make sure I prepare the meal, I clean up, I do all those house chores that I have to do. And it's like if I need help too, he helps me. If there's something, because sometimes Silas will be at school and it will be the 2 of us. So beginning when he travels to Takrady, that's where I does my cleaning. That's Friday, I'll clean up, I'll do everything before he comes on Saturday. So from Saturday, we are free, and Sunday we go to church, and Monday we start again. So
is there anything that made you decide that I won't pick his phone?
Sometimes those things give a lot of pressure. You pick the phone and you don't know who is on the line. And sometimes, like, you don't know, either it's the boss. For the boss, I don't have a problem because Mr. Harris knows me very well. And Mr. Harris can even call my line, we talk and all that. But, I don't know who and whom he has to work for. And sometimes you pick the phone, you don't know who is on the line. The person also doesn't know if you are the wife or something. So there are certain things you don't even try to do it at all and put yourself into trouble. No.
Okay.
I don't do it at all.
Sammy?
Uncle Ebo. I would say character, attitude, and also determination, love. Should I add more? I promise myself I'm not going back. So whatever goes wrong, I'll find a solution to it. And as she said, we don't pick each other's phone. I even see that this is her brother. I'll just say, your brother is on the line, and I give it to him. And it has worked for us. I help her, and she also helps me when we are in the house. There's one thing that she even mentioned before, saying at times when she speaks and she doesn't go the right way, I get angry. But I'm able to control myself and hold on so that it will not affect her as well, because when it affects her, living in the house will be a problem, especially when Salas is out and it's only the two of us.
Yeah.
It becomes very difficult. So after that short time, I do my best to come back. I have a principle. She knows. I'm like a snail. When it's becoming difficult for me, I coil and I go into the shell. And after a short time, I'll come back. And when I come back, I try and associate myself with her as if nothing has happened. Because when you come back and you are still moody and she can't talk to you, it's like...
Then that makes you a tortoise.
You are still... So when things are not well for me, I try my best to come back and then I make it work.
Again, you were not always a businesswoman. I know you were working in an office.
Yes, I've worked in the office before.
What made you decide to do business? And that was after you're married?
Yes. I worked at the office for more than 5 years. Even I was in the office before I met him. So after our marriage, I worked for, I think, 3 years. Then I traveled to UK. When I came back, then my brother was in this business with the wife. So when I came back, and meaning I have to go and look for another new job, then my brother said, why don't you start something on your own? So when I came back, then I bought this container, 40-footer container. And that was where I started the business. Then my brother said, by then there was this company, 2000 Ghana Limited. So he took me there and he purchased some few things for me, rice and the sugar. Then we started in the container.
Does Sami involve himself in the business?
No, he wasn't. What he does was sometimes when we need something, like if I'm at the shop at Pukwase and I need something in town, like from Nima, then he will go and purchase it and brings it to the shop for us in the afternoon. Sometimes he has to rush, bring it back before he goes back to the office. So,
well, I'll call that involvement.
Yes.
Great. That's involvement.
Yeah, that was involvement. All right. We are with the Awukus, and if you have any questions, let them come for them or comments. We would love you to send your comments and questions. Abizi, do we have anything? What are our comments? Do we have any comments?
Yes, a lot of people are repeating what Uncle Sammy has been saying. Someone says marriage is until death, no divorce. God help us. And Nanabana says nowadays we the ladies are the FBIs and the CIAs. And Manuel says don't go looking for things that will cause you heart palpitations.
Yeah.
From K. Ejare on YouTube, I'm really inspired by this successful love story. Uncle Ebo, thank you for the opportunity to tap into the experience of successful marriages.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Relationships.
All right, Kwesi, let's take another break. When we come back, we'll get them to advise us what lessons they want, principles they want us to have to help build happy relationships as well. Oh, your child, how old now? 3?
Not yet.
Yes, he'll be
Almost
3 this
in
May.
May.
7th May, he'll be 3.
What's the name?
And Samuel Apia Euku Jr.
No.
All right.
That's wrong.
Is he also a northerner?
Sammy.
Samuel
Apia Junior. All right. Well, we'll be very back.
It's not enough now.
We'll be very back with Sami Papa and Sami Mame.
Yeah.
So, Kwesi, we'll be right back.
Thought-provoking, motivational, inspirational. attitude, values, faith, soul-inspiring content, value for money. New Look, the magazine that reports on our values, attitudes, and faith for discerning people. Rover Report Monthly Magazine. Get your copies from all Shell shops, Total shops, and the supermarket near you. Or call 0302-231188 for subscription.
Honey, I have laid the bed. Baby, honey, tomorrow I have a meeting. I have a business meeting tomorrow.
Sir? Oh, sweetheart. Here, take this.
Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle White at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies.
Hello, they call me Uncle White. I am the CEO and Artistic Director of Roverman Production. What matters now is that I am committed to you becoming the best you can be. I am so committed to you becoming the best you can be in life. Join me on Facebook Live and I'll be sharing with you what happens, what goes wrong when we move from courtship into marriage, what to ensure, how to ensure that your marriage becomes one continuous courtship. Join me there with your questions and let your friend join you and let's have fun. What? Thank you very much for staying with us. I'm still with the Awukus and they have taken us through their 20-year journey. It gets more and more interesting. Agi, if a young lady came to you right now and said, I am planning to get married, what advice would you like to give me? What are some of the things you share with this young lady?
That's one.
Don't pick your husband's phones.
Yeah, it's not advisable. It doesn't help.
Yes, it's not advisable picking a man's phone because when you start doing that, I think you put yourself into more trouble, and the marriage cannot work because you don't.
What about searching his pocket?
Hey, that one is worse. You don't have to do that.
All right.
You don't have to do that.
Don't search the pockets. Don't pick his phone.
Search the pockets.
Okay.
When you're going to wash, you search and put it down. Yes.
And also, always you have to make sure, like, the house is clean and there's always food in the house.
All right, okay.
Because if anything at all, food always has to be in the house. You go to work, you come back home.
Whether you are fighting or not.
Yes, that one for sure. Always there's food in the house. Even if he fights and like he goes out, he'll come back to eat because yes. And like my husband, my child, the elderly one, Silas, they don't eat outside. Silas, for instance, he goes for a party and you come back home to tell you. As soon as he enters the house, he goes to the kitchen straight. you start opening
The pots and
pots
pans.
and yes, because he's hungry. So it's like we always have food in the house, and there are a few things I don't know how to put it.
You don't know how to. Oh no, put it the way it is. We'll clean it up.
And there are a few things. The ladies, most of them these days, don't like doing a whole lot of things in the house. It's like, especially cooking, cleaning, and all that. Some of them knows how to cook. They don't know how to clean up, because she will cook all right, but instead of her to tidy up the place and all that, she will not do it. So there are little things they have to learn before they get into marriage, because it helps. Yes, it helps a lot.
When you are very happy with him, what name do you call him?
Oh, I always call him Sammy.
Even when you are angry, and when you are angry too.
Yes, Sammy.
The same tone.
Sammy, yes.
Same tone.
Sammy, because I've always called him Sammy, and
Okay.
that's how it has been.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Sammy. What do you call her?
I like jokes.
Okay.
Like jokes. Agnes, I can call her everything, even mommy. She doesn't like that, so I just put a stop to that. But Agnes is okay, and she has a house name Abneku. At times I do call her Abneku. It's cool with her, so
Okay.
I don't call her Mrs. Apio.
No. Okay.
I don't do that.
Okay.
But Agnes and the house name, Mommy. At times I do joke, Mommy, and she will respond. So I just
All right.
try
So
to-
Salas comes to you and says, "Da, I found a young lady I want to marry. I want your advice. What kind of advice would you give young Salas about love and relationship?"
That will not be a difficult thing for me, because I use myself as an example.
Okay.
You need to have patience, because if you don't have patience, you can't marry. It's very difficult. You meet somebody you don't know from somewhere. She or he has a different character. The families treat him or her in a different way. So when you meet the person and you try to push your style of life on him or her, it's going to be difficult. At times, she may not understand you. Maybe you are trying to do it good, and then things will go wayward. But apart from that, I would say you need patience if you want to marry. And you need a woman who is serviceable, a woman who understands you when even the going is getting tough. Because at times, men, when things are not going well, we don't want to talk about it, because the response will even kill you. So we hide. But if you have a wife who understands you, and you come and say, "This is my problem," he says, "Don't worry, we'll manage till next week." Then you but when you go, example, and she says, "And so what? I need it. The kids have to go to school, blah blah blah." Uncle Ebo, the whole night you're not going to sleep. I tell people, my dad is very old now. My dad is alive. He's 94 years. He has a character I did not pick, but I think that has given him long life. He will not even listen to you to get hypertension or something. You say your thing and you are done. When he's ready, he will attend to you. So it was my mom who was helping us. You go in, and when you are kicked out, he will call you and then see what.
Do damage control.
Damage control. Unfortunately, I lost her because she was hypertensive and all those. She was always crying, and I don't know. My dad would just sit, play his draft or do things. It's not that he's not listening to you. He's listening. But he hasn't got the clue. Instead of him telling you something to calm you down, he won't. He'll go after 2-3 days. Then he'll ask my mom, "Where is Sammy?" My mom says he's gone to school. But you should have told me. I've some plans for him, and it's done. He knows my mother has paid, so no big deal. So if you're a man, if you have this character, I will tell you, it may not help you, because it will get to Father's Day and your children will not be calling you. Then you are hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will get to a time when you're not well and you call them. Coming to assist you, they find it difficult. They will start to think about things that you've done to them. My father wasn't a bad person. It's nice. He did his best.
Yeah. But that was him.
Yeah, that was him.
And it worked for him.
And I also forgave him because he had an accident at a very tender age. I think, no, not tender age, around 30 something or less than 40. So he has his own pain.
Yeah, that he was in.
Yeah, such a person, you can't get him to do things that you would love him to do. But if my son wants to marry, he needs character, he needs patience, he needs love.
You keep repeating character. What do you mean by character?
Anglebo, let me digress a bit. You know, in Ghana here, we do politics. And politics, everything that happens is people's character. There's lifestyle, things that you do. Things that somebody will come to you and talk to you, say something bad. But if you are able to just give yourself 3 seconds
to pause and
think. And pause and think, you realize that you don't need to answer the person and you kill the story. But the moment the person starts talking, you start losing your shirt. Because you didn't like what he said.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll even push it to attitude. When I say character, is like ruffian attitude. The way you handle issues is number one. If you're able to handle issues very well, Uncle Ebo, you can live with a woman for 40, 60, 70. No problem. But if you're going to marry and you can't handle issues, and women has the way they come up with their problems and the way they answer certain issues. So if you are not the type who can handle that pressure, anything that a woman says will hurt you.
Okay.
I have friends who don't want to help their wives in the kitchen, in the house, because of the way their wives talks to them.
Okay.
They will say it will get to a time he will leave every job for you to do.
Yeah.
But when you are going to marry, you say better for word. So you have to bring your left hand and the right hand. You can't leave your wife doing the scrubbing, cleaning, doing all the things, and then you cross your leg
watching
and you
TV.
are watching football or reading Spectator and Mirror. It doesn't work. At times when you see that, okay, let me also do the louvers and the dining table and all those things. So before she will finish the kitchen, we are done. But some say the moment you start helping, they leave everything for you. But it doesn't matter. If you are not ready to do it, tell her, today I can't do it. Let's do it next week. But they say, no. Because some of the women comes and instead of saying, darling, today you've not helped me. No, they won't do that. They will say, don't you know that you have to clean the louvers?
Yeah.
Then the guy will say, is that my work? Then it becomes
An issue.
But somebody like me, it's not been said to me before, but I will know how to handle it.
Okay.
Oh, I will do it. I have some few things. I have to polish my shoes, and so just give me 20 minutes. When I finish, I'll do it. So I kill the story. But if you don't kill that story and you allow that, Uncle, within 10-15 minutes, the whole place is on fire.
Yes.
So that's.
Again,
Okay.
what do you still like about this handsome man?
One is his character.
What's his character like?
And some is he's helpful.
Okay.
It helps a lot. And it's like anytime when I come from work and there's a problem or something, as soon as I get home, I discuss with him. And it's like everything at the shop, anything that goes on every day, as soon as I get home, I tell him this. Then you give me an idea as at how to go about it the next day or something. So, those are the things
You like about him?
I like about him most.
What's his
And
favorite food?
Banku and okra stew.
Is it good?
And what is your favorite food?
Smoothly.
I like ampesi and
Okay.
garden stew.
Plantain. Apim.
Yeah,
Papa, oh, pepper, papa.
Sammy, what do you so love about this beautiful woman?
If you keep on asking me these questions, I may go somewhere and I deviate.
Yeah, go ahead. Feel free.
I don't want to deviate. She is very, very helpful.
Mm.
You know, Uncle Ebo, in marriage, people give housekeeping, people give chop money, people put money on table. We've not done that before.
Wow. So
When I have money,
yes.
I say, I have money, take it, let's chop.
Okay.
Most of the things that we do in the house, because of her shop, she brings almost everything to the house. So, what are you going to do? You don't have anything to do. But you can't leave her to be doing that. So, I also have my responsibility. I pay utilities. Everything that will make the house look good. I make sure everything is in order. When I'm in town and I see a basket of tomato and I love it, it's nice. I carry everything to my boot, drop it.
Okay. Okay.
And she will come and say, wow, this is fantastic. Then you see my head.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's she's a loving wife. She helps me in everything. When I'm in need of something and I can't get it, she will just say, take it. When you get, you bring it.
Again, what do you think has helped you to become the kind of wife that you are? The kind of wife whose husband can say these things about? What?
He's a husband. Can I answer that one for you?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. She says.
Let me rewind, go back a little. When I met my wife, she was a bit tempered. Just little. Small time she gets angry. So I said, this one I have to make it work. So I managed her and now she is fantastic. Things that will get her angry, she'll just let it go. And I think that has helped her, and we are making our marriage successful. She's not that bad. She's fantastic.
All right. What about you? What has made you the kind of husband you are?
My late mom told me I should have patience in everything that I do. And I saw her when she was alive. There were a few things that went wrong, but my mother was able to handle that issue. So I realized that taking that path may also help me. My father is a quick-tempered one. I have it, but I try to push that one aside and take the good one. So I was able to make things work in my marriage, because at times things that I think I feel it's not good for me, I find a way to handle it and it's working. So maybe what I would say is patience.
Okay. All right. We'll take a few questions and then we'll run up.
Ruth has a question for you. She says, what do you do if men find you too assertive?
Too excited.
Assertive. That's
Overconfident
if
or
men
strong?
think that if a man think that you are too confident as a woman, what should a girl do about that?
Can you repeat your question again?
Oh, sorry.
No, okay, let me take that. Be yourself, and you would attract your kind of person. So it's better to be yourself than to live a different life and be who you are not. Because if you pretend just to get somebody, you can't pretend forever. So it's important for you to be who you are and leave the person to decide whether he wants to risk on that, bank on that or not.
From Nanabna, how romantic is Mr. Iwuku?
Mr. Oku is romantic because there are few things that me myself I don't buy for myself, like my personal use. Like he goes to the shop, he sees something, you buy for me, and it's like there are a lot of things I don't buy them myself, and
Makes him romantic.
in the morning, for instance, sometimes in the morning, especially when it's Saturday, Sunday, breakfast in bed. Yes. For us, yes, we do that a lot. Yes. For us in our house, we do it. Even my son, Silas, sometimes will do it for me in the morning. And it's like, it's how we live in the house. And a whole lot. Sometimes you prepare even dinner for us in the house. Myself, my boy, we all eat together. So
I know how to
sometimes
cook.
Friday too.
Yeah.
You say Friday, don't cook. I'll bring something home.
Okay.
And we have for dinner. So
1 point.
Please, I want to find out if they tried to go for an IVF.
Sorry.
Yes, we did.
Mm.
We did all that. We
did.
visited, I won't say the best, but it's one of the best.
Yeah.
We did
We
everything,
We did.
but things were tough.
Mm.
We did.
Okay.
Rumor has it that Mr. Iwuku was a very good footballer. What happened to that dream?
Rumor. This person is going to be. Yeah, that's true. I played football when I was young, but when you are playing and you are thinking about education, becomes a problem
In those days.
yeah. Because the push is not there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like this time where you want your son to. In my 2 years, I bought him a boot. I want him to play.
Contract.
Yes, but those days things were difficult. I had offers from coast teams, but I couldn't make it because the opportunity wasn't there. So I was just playing alongside, roadside, and. But I'm a very good footballer.
Yeah. Yes. I can tell you that. Yes.
Joanna from YouTube, how do you handle a man who goes through your phone but keeps his under lock?
Does the question go to me or to?
Anyone. Anyone.
Don't worry about it. The man needs to grow. He needs to listen to this kind of programs and understand that it's not helping him. But leave the phone. Whatever he wants to find, let him find it. And that is up to him.
Uncle Sammy, please, how direct are you in communicating what you want?
How directly?
How direct
are
you?
In communicating what you want?
What I want.
Mm.
Wow. She's here. I don't have a problem asking anything I want.
So he's very direct.
I'm direct.
but polite about it as well. Yes, let's go.
In their 17 years of marriage without a child.
Okay, 17 years. Okay, go.
What did they intentionally get involved in with their time?
I have my business as an engineer. I travel a lot. My wife is a businesswoman. She's always busy. So even we have to create time for ourselves to go on holidays, maybe some few days outside Accra, just to relax. But we didn't have time for anybody. We're just concentrating on our life.
And also, don't forget that they had sellers to raise from their fifth year.
Sure.
From their fifth year. So
we were paying fees. So
they were they were raising a child in the house.
We were raising two other.
Okay,
my brother's children.
Okay,
we were raising them and we were paying. My wife was also helping. She would gather the commodities and they would take to school.
All right. Let's take the last question and then we'll run up.
Mrs. Ewoku, have you ever been angry with him? And how did you handle it?
Yes, I have. But yes, it's not once, it's not twice, several times. But you have to know how to go about it. And at least if it's in the evening, we argued, and the next morning, like, we have to talk to each other, we are fine. You don't have to drag things to the next evening again. We just leave it as it is and we move on.
I would be very suspicious of a couple who never lose temper with each other. I'll be very suspicious about what is going on. It means that one person has had to sacrifice who they are to such an extent that they can't even express their emotions. It is not what happens, it is what you do when you are angry that sometimes makes an issue or does not make an issue. And with that, I'd like to thank Sammy and then Sammy Mame for coming. Sammy and Age for joining us. It's not easy for couples to put themselves on the line like they have, and I'm grateful that they have. And I honor the friendship that I have with the two of them. So thank you very much. And now to you, the viewer, thank you for making the time, the investment of time and data to be with us. And to my team, every one of them, thank you very much. Until we come your way again with another couple, stay blessed. Hello, they call me Uncle Ebo White. I am the CEO of Roman Productions, but I'm also very much committed to helping you become your better self. Your better self. You see, nobody goes into a love relationship to be miserable.